Hello, hello, hello. Hello, powerful souls. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesday Live. My name is Laurie Majka. I'm the host of the Laurie Majka podcast, where we primarily interview people who have had near death experiences, but we also dabble in channelers and out of body experiences, astral travel, past life regression, mediumship, all kinds of things. Oh my goodness. I am thrilled today. Like, I feel like you guys are getting the hang of it. Like, here we are, and I see so many familiar names in the chat. I'm so happy to see you guys. Blaze actually was trying to come and see me. She was laying on me a little bit as I was doing the setup today. So, Blaze, come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. This is my girl, Blaze. She just turned 11 months. So, super grateful for her. She's just the most lovely, loving dog. But she sits here during these lives next to me, and so she's in her little bed, and she's given us all support. And I think animals are like the best example of unconditional love, right? Okay, you can go finish taking your nap. That's my girl. Well, I'm so glad you guys joined me today. So I usually open up and I talk a little bit about the signs and synchronicities for the week. I do not have a lot this week. And I think it's just because I was not out and about very much. This was very much a home centric, heavy editing time for me. Please make sure as you're putting your information in the chat that if you have your screen name for YouTube, that you put your real name so I can get to know who you are as your real name. You'll always notice in my comments on the channel, I always do an @ and with the person's name, and that so that you get alerted that I've answered your comments, so people know that I'm interacting with them. But sometimes I can guess the names, but a lot of times I have no idea what anybody's names are. So before I get to what you guys want to talk about tonight, and I would love to hear topics that you're interested in. Last week, I talked about the 3-movie trilogy analogy of what I believe the Earth experience is. And I spent a lot of time with that. We had the guest Kristen Husted the week before that. The time before that, I just talked about my experiences on the other side. The time before that, we had my sister Stephanie on the show. So we've done a lot here, and I really didn't have anything super specific I wanted to talk about. So this is all about you guys. This is your chance to ask me any question that you want. You can ask me about things about the channel. You can ask me about spirituality. Nothing's really off limits. I do not have any information about politics. I do not watch any news. So if it's anything related to that, I'm not going to be able to answer you. But let's talk about a couple of the synchronicities that I had for this week. The only one I really had that I thought was kind of funny was that because I've told this experience about the 3 trilogy, I get to the movie 3 trilogy where I talk about source and the power of source. And one of the things that I say is that because I don't have really authentic human words that I can use to describe the experience, I will talk about source as being the power of a billion suns. And when I say that, I always say, like, a billion is just such a ridiculous number. I get it. There are 8 billion people on the planet, but my mind really cannot conceive of a billion. And when I was driving yesterday morning to go on my hike, I turned right, and the car in front of me had a big sticker on the back of it that said billion, and it was related to the dealership that it bought the truck from. I've never seen a billion anywhere, but I thought that was a fun shout out from Spirit. I also want to announce, in case you didn't see the video that I posted yesterday, usually post only 3 long-term videos, long full-length videos on the channel, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this week, I did publish a video about what I've earned on this channel, and that is because the channel reached a very big milestone that I am so excited about. We hit 20,000 subscribers. So I think about a football field, and I look this up. A stadium holds like a regular professional football stadium holds like 60,000. So 20,000 would be a third of a football stadium. And can you imagine like standing down on the football field and like singing the Star Spangled Banners or the national anthem or something and having that many people watching you? Like, that's crazy. And these are the people who are subscribed, meaning that they are really engaged with the channel. What's crazy in the analytics is that there are 78% of the people who watch the channel regularly who are not subscribed. And when I ran those numbers, that means we're close to 100,000 people who are regularly watching this show. And I am just beyond stunned to be at a number like that. That just seems like a pipe dream and something I couldn't have conceived of when I started the channel several years ago. So, this is thanks to you guys because you watch and you engage, and it tells YouTube that you like the content, you share, you comment. And actually, I'm learning that commenting is one of the strongest things that helps a video to grow because YouTube seems to like it. So, when I'm looking behind the curtains on my channel, I have an analytics page and I can get all kinds of information from this. I can look at a specific video and I can see how many people are watching like real time in each minute of the hour if I want to. And what I've noticed is when I go in and I spend, let's say I spend an hour just answering comments, I can see an actual uptick in the number of views during that hour that I spent watching or answering comments. And I think it's because YouTube likes that. The other thing that I just started doing that is just so fabulous is that I have started doing these collaborator links. So, what it does is it allows me to take another YouTube channel. So, if I record the video and I post it on my channel, I can create a link and I can send it to another YouTube channel. And then instead of the video just saying Laurie Majka, it will say Laurie Majka and Heather Tesh or whoever it is. And Heather and I did a podcast together. She has been asking me for a while to come on her show, and we had talked about it and finally just became real. And we put a date on the calendar, and I talked about my experiences. And I'm going to have Heather come on my show and we're going to talk about NDE. So I know a lot of you have crossovers into other channels, and Heather is a super close friend. We have spent time together the last two IONs. She's actually coming to visit me because she has a friend who lives in the town I live in Cave Creek, Arizona. And so I'm going to see her in person again in May. But what a fun collaboration. And I work with her once a month in a collaborator group. There's a group of like 6 of us who all have NDE channels, and we get together and we all share what's working for us. I mean, how beautiful is that? We would be looked at in business as competitors, wouldn't we? But because we're in this spiritual space, we don't see each other as competition at all. We just want to help each other because we're all doing the same thing. So, anyway, so that was really cool. And then the last thing I want to share was just a funny thing that happened today. So, I edit my videos, and this is a massive undertaking. It's an AI editing software tool that I've been using for about a year and a half. Before that, I had to analog interview or edit. It would take me like 6 hours to edit a video, you guys. It was crazy because you're blind. Now you have a script, and it's almost kind of like cutting and pasting in different parts for the editing, but it still takes me probably 3 to 4 hours to fully edit a video. Like the intro and the B-roll behind the intro, it's like a minute to a minute, 30 seconds. That will take me at least an hour to an hour and a half to just edit that part because I'm cutting all these snippets and pasting it. And then I've got to figure out what B-roll and find it and like refine it. It's just a massive undertaking. But the script today gave me a badge that it said I can post on my LinkedIn that says I'm an expert editor. So how cool is that? I thought that was kind of funny that they did that. Like, seriously, how many hours of editing did you have to do to get an expert editor badge from Descript? Probably a lot of editing. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna check out the comments right now. So I've got a bunch of you on here. I love this so much. You guys make me so happy. My sister was on here last week. I don't know if she's joining tonight or not. I haven't looked at the comments to see if she's here, but I called her immediately after we got off of the live last week. You guys, this is like a massive high. after I get done with one of these. I've never really quite experienced something like this. It's like, imagine doing something that you just were so excited about, like maybe I don't know, like you completed like a run or some milestone or something. It's like a literal physical high that I have to come off of after I spend an hour with you guys. And I would love to get to the point where I've got some kind of a platform where you guys could turn on your camera and I could see you. Right now, I'm just trying to use the tools that YouTube gives us. But at some point in time, I want to make this way more interactive. So if that's something that you would like to do and you'd turn your camera on and be a part of the live and ask a question, and let me know if that's something that you guys would do. So, okay. All right. So, hello. Catherine is here. Donna, thank you. Donna, oh my gosh, Donna, you've been on my channel forever and you always comment on all my videos. I so appreciate you. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh my gosh, we got somebody from Puerto Rico at 9 o'clock. That is not a time zone I mentioned, but thank you so much for being here. Let's see. I love that in action. Let's see. Uh, oh, wow, from Guam. Oh, how cool. That's awesome. Wow, Thursday morning in Guam. What time is it in Guam? I actually had a cousin whose husband was stationed in Guam and lived there for a little bit. I've seen pictures. It looks beautiful. So let's see. Guam, that's awesome. Let's see. Hello, beautiful souls. Cindy's channeled message was incredible. I'm so glad you liked her. I did too. I had like a real three tight interviews in a row. I interviewed Cindy and I interviewed Vicky, whose video is getting released on Friday. I've just finished editing hers today. And I just the level of guests in these conversations that I'm having. I had a phenomenal conversation that I'm an NDE that I'm going to release next week with a lady named Diane. It was just great. I feel so lucky to be able to have these conversations. Who's talking about a Scooby snack? I'm hungry. I've not eaten dinner yet, and I cannot wait to eat after this. Let's see. Oh, sweet puppy. Yes, she is. She's so good. So, Catherine said, I asked the universe for another sign as a little test, and I got a second cardinal sign the next day. It was incredible. Yay. I love to see you guys doing things with signs. I feel like the more you connect with them, the more you see. And my life is really and truly magical. But in order for me to see signs, I have to be a little bit more out of my bubble. And I've just been home so much. Like all last weekend, all I did was edit, work in my yard, and I did have dinner with one friend. But it's just crazy how much I've been home lately. All right. So, all right. Catherine says, I have a question for you. When you leave your body, do you see anything? Like, do you see colors or go through a tunnel? Okay, this is a great question. So when I separate these 5-MeO DMT experiences into three different categories, the first 10, the one that happened on the winter solstice of 2020, and then the last 13, they're different. In the first ones, when I would become my higher self, yes, for almost all of those, I would see the same thing. So I would be sitting in this room. You would usually be like an enclosed room. It was usually a bedroom where my shaman was doing these. And you're laying down on you need to lay down because you leave your body and your body's laying there still. So what happens is I'm sitting up and then I inhale the medicine and I hold it in, and you can immediately feel like you're going to go offline. Not really like a pass out feeling. I don't know how to describe this, but I guess it must be kind of like a pass out feeling because I'm barely aware that my body's laying down. But I used to see this grid pattern. And the only way that I can describe this, you're going to have to go watch a movie to see this. But there was a movie that came out in the early 2000s called The Last Mimsy. And it's about these two kids who find these, I don't know, these little boxes on the beach, and they have been sent to Earth from the future. And in the future, our DNA is broken. And in order to fix it, they need the DNA from a human here to send back through this portal that they've given instructions for somebody to create. So these kids find this thing, they a little bit of a spoiler alert, they create the portal, but when they create this portal, it has this see-through kind of iridescent color effect. It's the only thing I've ever seen to describe what happens to me when I'm leaving my body in those experiences. But in the last, so it would be 13, 14 of them, I haven't had that at all. I close my eyes and I am just gone. I'm gone faster. Maybe it's because I've done it more often. Maybe it's because in the beginning I didn't hold the medicine in as long as I do now, and it just transports faster. So I don't know. That's a great question. I'm finding the more and more that I interview people who've had near death experiences, the fewer people I've talked to who have had what they would call a tunnel experience. It doesn't seem to be as common. I feel like in the beginning, it was one of the most common markers. And now hardly anybody describes a tunnel. It's pretty unusual because the reason I remember this is as I'm doing graphics and B-roll. So B-roll is the video that goes behind whatever somebody is saying. So if somebody says an airplane flew overhead, instead of them saying an airplane flew overhead and them pointing, you would actually have insert a video of an airplane flying in the sky. So that's B-roll. And that's what you do to create like an image so that people can kind of be there and feel like they're living the experience that somebody's talking about. And I used to have to use the tunnel. I've got tons of really cool tunnel graphics, but I feel like it hardly ever comes up anymore. And I wonder if that's because just there's such a massive amount of people who've had near death experiences as technology has gotten better and better at bringing people back. You know, we've learned the Heimlich maneuver. We know how to give somebody CPR. We know how to shock them and create the heartbeat to come back and all of that. So anyway, so that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Oh, and what was yes, I know you're Catherine. Did I say your name a different way? I hope I didn't. I do know that you're Catherine. Okay, and Kelly says angel numbers like crazy over the last week. So, does everybody understand what angel numbers are? Angel numbers are usually considered to be repetitive numbers like 555, 333. I look at 1111 and 111 as more of the universe's calling card. There may be angel explanations behind them, but like 777, all of those numbers do seem to be what people refer to when they're talking about angel numbers. And I know my sister has been getting tons and tons and tons of those synchronistic numbers, and a lot of other people have been too. So pretty cool. Let's see. My screen name. Okay, this is Samuel Tucker says my screen name is my real name. Okay, well that makes it easy for you. Most people's are not. Let's see. Don't even watch TV. We're on the same page. Now, I will be full disclosure. I actually do watch TV, but not in the normal sense of TV, like when we were growing up and we had channels. I consume right now three things. I will watch Netflix. I have Amazon Prime, and I just did a free 7-day subscription to Apple TV because there was a movie that was $20. I didn't want to pay $20 for it. So I did the 7-day free subscription. And I have to say on Apple TV, I'm loving this new show called Shrinking with Harrison Ford. It's hilarious. I love it so much. I got to binge watch it fast because I think my free trial ends in like 3 days. Maybe I'll extend it for a month. Okay, let's see. Thank you for the 100%. So I think Juan is saying it's just the beginning for the 20K. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. That 20,000 is just, it feels amazing. Okay. This is amazing. I have learned and grown so much from you and your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. That's how I found the channel. Okay. So Juan, you said that is how I found the channel. Like, you mean, did you just find it like yesterday when I posted that video or something else? Let's see. Catherine said, I loved that video with Heather. Please do another. Maybe we can submit questions. Okay, listen, yes, love this so much. This is why this is just a gold to have this time with you guys. All right, Heather is going to come on my channel. That's what's happening next. I actually think she may have booked it already. I can't remember because I probably have 20 bookings on my calendar right now, but I think she did book a time. And we're going to talk about what she's uncovered. She has not had a near death experience, but she's been interviewing people for a while. She's done quite a lot of interviews and her channel is super successful. Like if you guys like NDEs, hers are definitely way more in just NDE. She doesn't go out of that lane very much. And she produces one video a week every Thursday. And she's just like this beautiful, great person. I love her. She's just so much fun. So if you need more content, because there's lots of channels out there, but some of them are better than others, but she's excellent. She asks excellent questions and her heart's in the right place for her channel. So I'm glad that you guys are there. And it was really fun being on her channel, and I went into her comments and seeing so many people's names in her comments that were like, oh, I love both of these channels. And, I have no idea like who's where. So that was really fun to see that. I loved that. 1111 here. Okay. Oh, how funny. That's great. I love that you had 1111 when I asked you that. I made the decision. I'm going to IONS this summer. All right, let's talk about IONS for just a minute. So IONS is the International Association for Near-Death Studies. I think it's the largest near-death organization, and it rotates where it has its national conference every year. So 2 years ago, it was in Phoenix, Arizona. Last summer, it was in Chicago. It was in the suburbs of Chicago. And then this year in 2026, it's going to be in Seattle. And it's a really great event. It's usually starts with Thursday, I think is the opening, full sessions all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday until 5 p.m. And they have all of these breakout rooms, and they have like usually one or two kind of main stages. And so they'll have somebody who's a big draw who will be like the keynote for the opener. So like Eben Alexander will come in, Anita Morjani has come in, Carolyn Mice or Miss, I never say your name right. I met her last year. She was great. She talked, Jeff Olson talked, like some of these kind of more famous NDEers will be in the center stage, have a big stage. And then you can pick and choose. And so they'll have different categories. So maybe playing in 4 different locations at the same time will be somebody who had an NDE. Maybe there will be a panel of people who had similar NDEs. Maybe they all had like a hellish NDE. Maybe somebody who experienced a loss and had after death communication with passed away loved ones will be in a panel, and then it'll be single people. And then what's really cool, I love this. I didn't do it very much last year, but in the Phoenix IONS, I spent a lot of time. They have a room where it's just just all these chairs in a big circle, and they have one moderator who sits in there, and anybody can go in the room, and you can talk about your experiences. So there will be people who go in there and they'll tell their NDE for the very first time. Like they've never told anybody outside of like, maybe a couple friends and family, and they'll share their NDE, and then people will ask questions back and forth. And I love to be a fly on the wall. And I've actually gotten a couple of guests on the show by sitting and connecting with some people who sit and authentically tell their stories for the first time in that room, which is really, really fun. So then at night, they'll have different events. Like sometimes they'll have like a dinner that you can pay to be a part of. So you could have dinner with whoever some of the keynote speakers will be. They'll be in those rooms. They have a book room, and they have all these books, like all these people will ship their books in, and you can like somebody will talk, and then you can go into that book room and you can have your book signed by the person who spoke on stage. And then you just get to hang out with people, and people will go off and have dinners. Last year was super fun. I wound up having dinner just randomly with people I connected with in this room. And now 2 of those people are part of my creators panel that I participate in once a month. So that was really fun. And it's just wonderful, deep conversations. You can go and have breakfast with these different people, and everybody's so open. And even the people who are a little bit more like NDE famous are usually pretty accessible, and you'll get a chance to talk one-on-one with them, or, it's not like it's like they've got handlers and bodyguards or anything like that. And I don't remember how many people participated last year, but it was a lot. And it's always the weekend of Labor Day. So it'll be that it'll end on Sunday, and then people will travel home on Labor Day weekend. So I don't know where it's going to be next year, but there was talk that they might have it in Phoenix every other year, because I think they get a really good deal when they come here when it's 150 degrees in September. But there was talk about having it in Phoenix again. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I'm on the fence of going to it this year only because I'm at my cabin during that time. And last year it was like just a 6-hour drive to go to Chicago. I looked at flights. It's like $2,000 to fly. It's super expensive. And I've got a wedding to go to. So I don't know that I'm going to attend Ions. I've had multiple people reach out to me and ask me if I want to go, but I am going to encourage you to go. It's not very expensive. You get a discount if you're an Ions member. I think the membership to be in Ions is like $60 a year. Maybe it's $80 a year. It's not more than that. So it's a pretty good deal to go and do it. And then if you don't have a lot of money and the travel's like a lot for you to get there, and you don't want to buy the tickets, also, you can volunteer. And by volunteering, you can work off and not have to pay for your conference day. So you can get some of the days free just by volunteering. So it's a win-win. It's a really great organization. There are people who are always looking for roommates, so you can room with other people, but it's a great time. And I've really enjoyed the last two that I've gone to. Okay, sorry, that was a big rabbit hole. Let's see. What else do you want to talk about? Amazing. Oh, thank you so much. People are saying hi to each other. Okay. I'm 100% interested in your dream in your community. Love it and excited for it. All right. I'm going to talk about what I'm creating. There's one part that I'm just kind of trying to keep under wraps because I don't know anybody else who's doing it. And I don't want other people to hear that the idea that I have is out there. So what I'm creating is I want to create a community. So it would be a community like this. And my ultimate goal would be to eventually leave my corporate job and do my channel full time. So if I'm working 35 hours a week, I'd probably work 40 to 50 doing my channel, quite frankly, because I have a super high work ethic and drive. And I would probably pour everything into this channel. I want to have this broadcast on Spotify, which I haven't done yet. I want to take the shorts that I've created and create a TikTok channel just so I can get more people coming in from different avenues. But the community itself would be a paid community. In my mind, I've always had the number of like $11.11 a month, and this is what I feel people would get. Number one, I created the entire series called Uncover Your Soul's Purpose, What You Don't Know Is Holding You Back. They're in video form. I have been in the process of taking the scripts from each of those, kind of editing out all of the extra parts that are like, lead-ins and endings, and then making it like an ebook. So it would be consumable by chapter. So you could go and look at like, you created your life, you picked it all. Here's a chapter on all of the spirit team that works with you. Here's how soul connections work. Here's how the chakra and energy systems work. Here's how frequency and how it's, contributed to you. Here's how you can change your thoughts. Like all of the different videos would be in chronological order, but in a form that you could consume digitally, which I think would be super beneficial. Everybody would get that for free. And then I want to have all of my videos on the platform where people can consume them ad free. And then on top of that, I would really love to start doing my videos on that platform. So it's a Zoom connection that I'm on. people could join. They could be privy to the pre-conversation that I have with my guests. They could submit questions. I would do the full interview and ask all of my questions. And then at the end, I'd probably end the video there, but I would allow people to have enough time to ask the guest maybe for like 30 minutes all the questions that are in the chat. And then this would be just something that only the people who are on this platform would get to participate in. I would probably do a live that is only for the group, and it's probably not even published anywhere else, just for the core community. And then I've got a couple of other ideas that would be super special. I want to have a section where I go back to some of these guests who offer services. So if somebody is a medium and they do medium readings, if somebody is a channeler and they channel information, if somebody's a past life regressionist, they would all be able to record a small video that talks about what their gifts and abilities are and how much they charge, like how it works. And then there would be a discount code that you'd be able to get for any of those services that are on the channel. So it'd be like a resource place. And I think that it would be so helpful for people because when you start your spiritual awakening, you're into certain things and then you expand and you integrate a few more things. Like I'll be super frank that for many years, I just wasn't drawn to any of the channeling messages at all. I would hear Daryl Anka and I'd be like, no, I just like, this is not my thing. And that's changed for me over the last few years. And as you know, on the channel, I've interviewed a lot of people who have been channelers, and I'm so much more open to it. And it wasn't that I was against it, I just wasn't drawn to it. And that's how these things work. Like, that's why I always say, take in what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because sometimes things just don't make sense. And then later on, you're like, oh, what's this rabbit hole? I think I'm going to dabble in this and see if I like it. And sometimes you're like, nah, it's not for me. And maybe you come back to it and maybe you never do. That's kind of been the same way for these discussions about beings who are on other planets. So you can call them extraterrestrials, galactic council, galactic beings, whatever they are. I mean, I think we're going to go through massive disclosure. And the video that I released today, is it today or tomorrow? Oh, I can't remember. These are all running together. I think the video that got released today, she talked a lot about what she sees is coming. I can't remember when these videos get released. They just run together too much. But yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot with disclosure. That's for sure. Okay, so oh, you're from New Jersey. Yes, that's it. Yeah, what is beautiful state. It is a beautiful state, but they have some saying about New Jersey that's related to that, I think. Oh my gosh, we've got somebody from Melbourne, Australia on. Please tell me what your name is. I did not know what to expect with Cindy, but I was really taken aback by what she said. I'm processing it still, but I felt that energy and had goosebumps too. Okay, let's talk about goosebumps for just a minute. What I think goosebumps are is it is a resident frequency of a universal truth that resonates in your body. You can't fake goosebumps. Like if you stood there and said, all right, have goosebumps now, have goosebumps now, like you couldn't do it. Goosebumps, I think, are one of the most authentic indicators of a truth or something that definitely resonates with you. And I know you can all think of a time when you got goosebumps. It happens to me all of the time on the show. So when you get that kind of a signal, that's when you pay attention. Like, what is being said right now that is resonating? And you'll notice if you start paying attention to things like goosebumps, you'll notice that you get them differently. Sometimes you will get something that runs through your entire body. Sometimes you'll just get them like in your upper body. Sometimes you'll just get them like in your head, or like your head space area. It's crazy. They're not super consistent. And I've been trying for a long time to figure out what one means versus another, like discerning. If you guys have figured out how the goosebumps work for you, I'd love to hear about that in the chat, because I think it's super fascinating, but it's a great marker of truth. Okay, let's see. You're right. When you connect, you see the signs. You open up and you see more signs. Yep. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm really excited about my all of my interviews. They're going to be great. Let's see. Samuel said, "I'm only temporarily in Guam." Oh, I was actually waiting on a trip at the airport, now Tokyo and then San Francisco. Oh, nice. Okay, beautiful. The camera meeting would be awesome. I'm glad you guys think so. I think that would be really fun. So I'm going to point to a channel that I watch that I just love. It might not be for everybody, but it's called the Y Files, WHY Files, and he does WF for Y Files. And so when he says something, he puts the WF as in what fuck, right? It's just so tongue in cheek, and he has a little sidekick, um, goldfish. It's an awesome show. It's a lot of conspiracy theory. Chris Bledsoe was just on it. He did a basement episode. Oh my God, you guys. Talk about fascinating with all of the knowledge of what's been hidden all over the world with different antiquities and different this guy Chris had an alien that was abducted by aliens, and his son was abducted too. And anyway, my sister is working on getting him on the show. I know he has a new book coming out, and she knows a couple people who know him personally. So really trying to get him on the show. Like, that would be so fascinating. There were a lot of people in the comments who were asking me. I have to look up his name. I just forgot it. It just slipped. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Um Darius Wright. I had a ton of people asking Darius to come on the show. I actually got him to engage with me in an email, and he declined coming on, saying that he was too busy, and offered to have somebody who he works with on his channel come on the show. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little bit sad. I did notice that he has done 99% of his interviews with men. There's only one female that he's ever interviewed with, and it was her and somebody else. It wasn't a female by themselves. So I don't know what to think about that. That was just kind of an unusual thing I noticed. I wasn't looking for it. It just kind of fell into just I guess an awareness, and he declined to be on the show for right now, which is too bad because I've had lots and lots of people. If you don't know who he is, he remembers his astral travel experiences from the time he was like 6 years old. He's been doing it for a long time. I don't know how old he is, maybe in his 30s or something, but I wish that I could get him on the show, but at least he did answer my email and say that it just wasn't a good time for right now. So I'm going to keep trying. I never give up on those things, but I really would love to have a conversation with him. I think it'd be fascinating. If there are people that you guys have seen on other channels that you would like to see, or you would like me to be able to ask questions to, put that in the chat too. Stephanie's always looking for people to reach out to. She uses her intuition to decide who she's going to reach out to be on the show, but I would love to hear from you and who you would like to hear from. Okay. I lost my place in the comments. Oh my gosh. You guys, I am so thrilled. I cannot believe how many comments there are here. This is nuts compared to like getting started in the first couple of these lives. So thank you. Okay. Okay, the last Mimsy. You did spell it correctly. That is the correct spelling of the last Mimsy. I'm curious, has anybody seen that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? Let's see. You had a new tunnel experience. It's the second time it's happened, but it's while you were falling asleep and it transported you somewhere, like moving light and energy. And I wondered where I went. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? And I'm not surprised at all because you have had so many experiences with your twin sister. And if you haven't checked out Catherine's interview. You got Catherine, you should go and get the link for your interview off the channel and put it in the chat so people can watch your experience. It didn't go to enough people. I hate when that happens. And I wish that it had gone to so many. It was such a beautiful conversation between the two of us. And I just loved your experience. Thank you for sharing that you're having more. And I'm not surprised because a lot of people are talking about the energy changing and going into more of this 5D reality. Okay. Hi. I want to know where the other shaman contact as well. Okay. That's kind of a harder thing. If you have an interest in that, I need you to email me. Email me separately. You've got to email me at signs surround you at gmail.com. So SIGNS surround SURROUNDYOU at gmail.com. If you want to be connected, I've got to go through email, and it's just because of just the different what's allowed, right? What we're allowed to do here in the US. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Yes, watch shrinking. You'll like it. Thank you. Thank you much, love. I appreciate that. Please bring Laura Van Tyne back. Oh my gosh. I spoke with her forever ago. Oh, that's interesting. So, did she have another experience? Did she have another book that she put out that she would speak to beyond what we already spoke to on the show? I'd be curious to know about that. Oh, nice. Thank you. You found the channel on the collab. You follow Heather for a long time. That's wonderful. I'm not surprised. Let's see. So Matt says, I've never done DMT, but there was one night when I was so tired, I laid down and I just felt like I heard jet engines in my ears and I just shot through a tunnel so fast. I guess that was the all natural way. That's pretty cool. What did you experience after that? Or did it jolt you back into your body like when you're falling asleep and you jolt back? Do you know what I think that is? For a long time, I've thought that we astral travel because I know that the brain produces DMT and it's released in micro amounts at night when we sleep. And I think that this is how we astral travel or go to the other side. And I think that if you've ever been starting to fall asleep and you feel that jolt back, I've always wondered if it's you leaving your body and then jolting back really fast. And that's the feeling. So, I mean, I think we've all felt that feeling, so I'm wondering if that's what that really is. Okay, so Catherine says she's really excited to go and be around people who understand. Yes, for sure. And maybe one of these times you can actually apply to speak or be on a panel. That would be really cool. Um, Yes, volunteering. You can talk to there's a bunch of people who have done the volunteering. My sister actually did medium readings and was able to get she missed a lot of the conference, but she was able to get her tickets covered because she did certain amount of hours of medium readings because they have a room for that. So you can sign up. It fills up really fast, but that's super cool. Um, you think you could record your book for Spotify? Oh, that's another undertaking. That's gonna have to be when I retire. Kristen Husted actually came to my house when I was gone last year. She came to my Arizona house because she needed quiet, and she, recorded her entire book on audio, and she was like, "Oh my god, it was just a nightmare to do." And so I've kind of I don't know, I would love to do it. It'd probably be kind of fun, but, I need to make time for it. Put it on my list, right? Okay. I'm curious, if I had a community, is $11.11 a month a reasonable amount? Because I haven't even kind of told you the bigger part of what you would get for free, but there's another part to it. But do you feel that that would be enough value for you to be, yeah, I think I would invest in that. And part of the reason I'm doing it is number one, as AI changes our world, and believe me, I'm in technology. I work for a company. If you go online and look my company up, it has in its initial description, we're an AI company. I mean, I'm talking AI and selling AI stuff in these cloud deals all the time. And our world is going to change. And I think for people who are our age, where we've grown up, where we remember before we had cell phones, we remember before we had answering machines. A lot of us remember not having computers at all, certainly not having the web and not having instant internet and having dial up. So we've gone through all of these like these massive technological changes over the years. Well, AI is going to upend a lot of things, and I think people are going to start spending time in digital worlds, like, just in these astral worlds that are created with other people. And I don't know about you, but I want real I want real people. And I want to build something with somebody who is already like a known entity. And I feel like because I already have the credibility of doing this for many years and putting out a lot of free content for people, that people know who I am, they know what I'm about, but I've got to create some different streams of income if I'm going to leave my corporate job and do this full time. So I still have bills to pay. If you guys watched my video, I have not even come close to breaking even in what I've invested in this channel. And again, I didn't do this channel to make money, but it would be nice if it covered my expenses. It does not. Like, for example, this month, my income check was like 900 and something, like 904 or 901 or whatever it was. But my expenses were like almost $1,500. So I just want to get to the point where I can cover my expenses to be able to, just at least then use whatever savings I have to cover my living expenses. But if I could create a few different income streams that were of value, only if they were of value to people, then I don't see anything wrong with doing that as long as people felt like they were getting something out of it. So, okay, so enough about that. Laurie, when do you think your expanded community might be open? Okay. It's my intention to be working on this really, really hard over the summer. I want to by about the time that IANS happen. So that would be by September. I'd like to be launching this by September. So I think in the months of July and August, I'll have some really super saturated time to concentrate on this where I'm not doing anything else. So that's my intention. If I could do it sooner, I will do it sooner, but I really need to make sure I'm building the platform the right way and I've got to create it. So there are platforms that are out there, but there's a part of this that I am creating myself with technology because I understand a little bit about AI and I've been using it for a couple of years now and my company uses it. So that's part of what's going to be a part of my community is just a search function is really what it's going to be. Okay. Yes, I think, oh, sorry, it jumps sometimes when I'm getting lots of messages coming in. Yes, Darius has really blown up lately, not surprised he's not able to be on. Yeah, that could be too, except it's kind of hard to see him being released in other interviews, except you never know when those were recorded. Like maybe they were recorded 4 months ago and, he's super busy right now. So I never know. And I don't want to judge it either because one of the things that I really and truly believe on this channel is that everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. I used to get upset because when you're running a calendar with bookings, when somebody cancels and changes their time, it's a big deal because they don't usually do it with any notice. So if I have 5 interviews on my calendar and it's the night before, and somebody's like, "Sorry, I'm sick." Somebody canceled me because they had a snowstorm coming in, and it was 2 days before the snowstorm. I'm like, "Really? You're going to be shoveling for 24 hours? Like you can't do this?" It was just crazy. But what happens is I can't refill that time. And if I don't have at least 3 interviews a week, I can't sustain what I do. And then I have to go back to the archives and try and figure out something else to release in its place. And it can be stressful. And I used to get upset when somebody would cancel. Now I don't. I don't get upset right now because I know that there's something bigger at play. If somebody cancels, it's because they're not supposed to be on now. Maybe by being on later, their video will do better because the channel keeps on growing. Like, I don't know. Maybe they weren't in a good mindset and I have no idea what's going on in their personal life and that has to blow over first. So I don't get upset anymore. I just go, well, I guess I have some free time and I'll go and, work on something else for the channel in its place. And it seems to work out. And I haven't been living in any place of lack. It does create a lot more work for me if I don't have videos to edit in advance because then I'm kind of in arrears working to get things out and it just makes it a little bit more stressful for me with my job. But like right now I'm in a great place. I've interviewed all the way through Wednesday of next week's interviews. So that makes my life a little bit less hectic. Like last week when I stopped with you guys, I had to go and spend like 3 hours editing after I did this live, and I worked my full-time job the whole day. Tonight, I don't. I actually get to, relax and maybe watch a show and just have some downtime. So that's good too. And I think it's important to do that. But the show doesn't just stop because something happens. Like I have to keep going. So anyway, let's see. Um, yep, if it's meant to be on with him, he'll be on your show. He'll get there. Yep, exactly. It's so funny. You just said exactly what I just said. Oh my gosh, Joe Rogan. Why did somebody write Joe Rogan? I don't think Joe Rogan would ever come on my show, and I certainly don't think he would ever have me on his show. I don't know if that's my audience, but I actually do really like Joe Rogan. And when YouTube did the year in review of who you watched, my top creators that I watched were the Y Files, Diary of a CEO with Steven, and actually Joe Rogan, because his videos are just so doggone long that it's like a 3 for 1 when you watch one of his, or 4, or whatever it is. But I don't mind the long form content. I'm all about it. Give me a moment. I'll grab. Okay, first time. I just saw Jonathan Ashford and was really impressed. He'd be great for your show. Thank you. I will definitely go back to this, Kelly, and I will add him to the list. Tried to attach the interview link. I think you might have to approve it. Oh, interesting. It didn't say anything. I don't know why it wouldn't let you do that, because I have all of the permissions opened. Arthur, so Catherine is saying, I think it would be great because when I read your book, I hear your voice. Oh, that's so funny. That makes me laugh. But yeah, I guess you would. You've watched a lot of these. Okay, that's my reminder that I'm getting close to the 1 hour. Let's see. Beth says, I guess you don't respond to emails. I've sent you 3 over the last couple of weeks. No response. Okay, Beth, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I have gone to respond to you not once, not twice, but 3 times. You have a super, super, super long email, and it is not a short response to you. So that is why I haven't answered you. It has nothing to do with not wanting to answer you. I just haven't been able to find the time this week. I promise you that I will answer you. I do have an answer for you, so I will get back to you. So that's why you've sent me 3, and they're super long, and it's really involved, and you know what I'm talking about. So yes, I promise I will get back to you. It's not intentional. Please, please, please do not take that personally. It is just a lack of bandwidth right now. This was a super heavy editing week, and 5 interviews this week. Plus my job is just like off the rails. I've got a couple of really big deals I'm working on that I'm trying to close, and it's just anyway. And it was also corporate week. I think I had to watch 5 videos today for our corporate week. So my apologies. It's just a lot right now. Okay, 11.11 is a great price. I'd join in a heartbeat. Thank you, Donna. Catherine said I'd absolutely join for 11.11. Oops, it just jumped. Sorry, where was it? Great price, even though the value is much, much more. Okay, thank you. Pay and love that. I love it. I tried to join the Dead Talks community. It was really bad and overpriced. It was all AI. Oh, are you serious? Oh, I wonder how much of that's happening right now. Try not to badmouth it. It just didn't work out. I really want people and real people and loving energy. You know, it's interesting. There's a content creator who I watch because I subscribe to a lot of different types of channels, because I'm also consuming content that people are trying to help YouTube channels grow. And there's one guy that I watch, and he said that 1.3 billion views worth of channels were demonetized by YouTube, and a lot of them were AI channels. And I just thought that that was really interesting, but I think it's not very long before it's hard to discern who is real and who's not. And I know Heather talked about this in our interview that we did together. There's a channel that produces this content. It's all AI people. There's no real guest. It's a real attractive couple in the picture, but they're not real. And I highly doubt that they're the ones behind this channel. And it's all fear-based NDEs. And it's all NDEs that are telling you things like, this is what I was told about why you couldn't have sex with somebody before you got married. This is why you have to be born again in order to get into heaven. Like all these different biblical rules for what I would consider a more rule based religion were what all these videos were based in, and they're not real. They're not real people. They're all AI stuff. It's crazy. So Heather and I have this discussion quite regularly because we're just baffled. I think it's got like 90,000 followers on it. It just kind of pisses me off that that would happen. Like I'm working so hard on this channel to get to a place where I have like millions and millions of views, and somebody comes in and produces all this fake comment and people are like, let's watch this. Oh, it's so frustrating, but whatever, I can't do anything about that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a donate button. I I don't know if I like a donate button. I don't know. But thank you for the suggestion. I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys donate when there are other channels? Like I haven't really donated to channels, so I kind of feel like I give to the other channels by subscribing and by watching. So I don't know. I mean, maybe, but okay. Let's see. Laura, you should include. Okay. As close as any brothers and sisters normally are. Okay. Gotta run. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for joining. We're almost at our hour anyway. I want to finish getting through all the comments. Oh, you were talking about your fraternal. Yes, yeah, Catherine's talking about her experience. Just tuned in. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Jim. I so appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Sorry, glad you had the chance to know. Yes, of course. Watch Jesse Michaels, Joe Rogan, and the truth about aliens. He finally says it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Actually, the dead talks was the same price as the actual GPT. Oh, interesting. I could pay for the AI and do the grief work more on my own. There's truth to that, I think, for sure. Let's see. Best Buy has Apple 2 for 2 months for free. Well, who knew that? Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. I'll check into that. Maddie, I get to see your. Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay, can we all press the hype? Can we all press the hype button on regular episodes? What is the hype button? I don't even know what that is. Hi, Tammy, wait a minute. What are you doing here? It is your husband's birthday today. You are not supposed to be joining. I think I should ban you from the live. Seriously. You support this channel so much. I mean, seriously. Happy birthday to your husband. What birthday is this for him? So anyway, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you just got home. Okay. Well, you guys, I love doing these lives so much. I love connecting with you. We didn't talk about super deep rabbit hole discussions. I'd really love to hear from you. Let me know what you want to talk about for next week. Is there any type of topic or discussion that you're like, I'd really like to go deeper on this? I'm open to anything you want to talk about, whatever it is. So I just want to tell everybody, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And I'm just so grateful. So grateful. I feel so lucky. 53. Oh, good. Good for him. Thank you. I always press the hype button on your channel. I don't even know what the hype button is. Will somebody explain this to me? Oh my gosh. How is a hype button something I don't even know about? But anyway, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I will be here next week. Let's talk about my calendar for just a second with these lives. So I will definitely be here for next week's live on the 11th. My sister is going to be in town again. She is coming in to watch Blaze for me because I am leaving on a vacation with my family, my kids. I leave on the 14th of March and I come back on the 23rd of March. And so the 18th is up in the air, but not probably for the reasons that you're thinking. I'm going to the Arctic Circle. I am taking a trip. I'm going to Sweden, Norway, and Finland to see the Northern Lights. This has been a bucket list for me for so many years. Like whenever I hear that the Northern Lights have come pretty far south or into the United States, like the northern part of the United States, I will sit there and I'll look at flights and I'll be like, okay, could I fly here and fly home and be back in 24 hours and see the Northern Lights? Like, what if it's cloudy? I have been dying to see them. So I am going to this place called Abisko State Park in Sweden, where they have this thing called the Blue Hole. And it's this lake with a mountain that keeps the clouds away for the large part. And because of where they're located in the Arctic Circle underneath the horseshoe ring, you are pretty much guaranteed to see northern lights every night. I've been watching the live cam since December. Oh my God, it's magical. Greens, reds, purples. It's going to be phenomenal. And I think the time difference is like a lot from where I am right now, but I wouldn't be opposed to going on and doing a super short live. The problem is if the northern lights are going crazy, like would I turn on the camera and do a live and not go drive with my family to go see the northern lights somewhere? So I'm on the fence on the 18th, but I'm not going to count it out. And it just depends on if I'm going to have internet and how all that's going to work. But I will definitely be here next week. I know my sister's flying in. I just don't know what time she gets in. There's a good chance that she's here with me on the 11th and I'll let her join. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I love you all. I so appreciate you for those of you who watched live. And of course, this will be available, I think, in 24 hours it takes to process. And then it will be available as a replay if you missed the beginning of it. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And I will see you on the next one. Good night, everybody.